What are your strengths as a hostage negotiator, and do you think of yourself as a team player? Perhaps you can provide us with a specific example of how you have worked as a part of a cohesive team.
With the suicide and the barricade individuals, that's negotiating with one individual person who's really in a difficult spot. And the thought, a successful strategy, I guess, for that would be, let's not get to the point of crisis in the first place. That if we can have early intervention, if friends, family members, coworkers are paying attention and looking for changes in behavior, perhaps this is something that we can prevent from getting to the crisis stage in the first place. Because a lot of these situations, we do have signs where we can say, you know what, there's something here that's telling us that something's not right. Maybe change with a family or the job situation or finances. And certainly in the Chicago area, we're seeing a rise of mental health calls, at least in the law enforcement agency where I work. So certainly it's a problem that we need to help people out with. And if it is to the point of we're having a conversation with them, it's important to be patient and take our time and not let this person feel like they're rushed, and give them a sense of control and autonomy over decisions that might impact their life, and not have them feel like we're pushing them into a situation that maybe they don't want to choose. And it's tough because we have to admit that we may not have control of that situation as a negotiator, and we really need to allow the other person that sense of freedom to make a good decision. But being a great listener again and being patient are some great strategies in that particular case. And you also asked about like a terrorist situation, and that's completely different. Whereas a suicidal person is probably going through a pretty strong emotional experience. A lot of times purposeful hostage taking is very different from that. And you could have like an emotional hostage taking, like an incidental hostage taking where someone is maybe robbing a bank and they get caught, so they take hostages. That may be an unplanned situation, which is going to be driven by emotion and disorganization. A terrorist incident, this is going to be a much more organized process where it's going to be more business oriented than emotional driven. So on one side, you have the suicidal mental health call, which is largely emotionally driven. It might be a different approach if you're working with a terrorist who may come in right away with a demand for money and have it be much more like a business type negotiation.